Hello everybody, so if you're watching this video, there's actually a very high chance that you just watched the Samsung Galaxy Unpacked event here in San Francisco, California. That is where we just came from, and Samsung just unveiled not one, not two, not three, but 4 new phones. So we're gonna go through all those new phones today. We got the Samsung Galaxy S10, Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus, Samsung Galaxy S10e, and the Samsung Galaxy S10 5G. So first off, let's start off with the Samsung Galaxy S10 and the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus. And these are definitely the flagships that the company is releasing right now. They've got these big, beautiful displays. They're definitely upgrades from the Samsung Galaxy S9. You've got a 6.1-inch OLED display on the Samsung Galaxy S10 and a 6.4-inch OLED on the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus. Because what they've done is done this new hole punch display, which they're calling Infinity O. So in the Samsung Galaxy S10, you're just getting a little hole punched out of the top right of the display where they're putting the camera, whereas on the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus, you get kind of like an oblong shape because you've actually got 2 cameras in this hole cut. So both the Samsung Galaxy S10 and the S10 Plus, you've got a 10 megapixel camera, which is used for selfies. But of course, in the S10 Plus, you've got an additional 8 megapixel camera, which is mostly used for depth detection, so you can actually get a really good portrait selfie. As for the other cameras, you've actually got 3 cameras on the S10 and S10 Plus. You're getting a 16 megapixel ultra wide camera, a 12 megapixel standard camera, which they call wide, and a 12 megapixel telephoto camera. So you can really get that ultra wide image you want to look for, you can get a standard image, or you can use the telephoto lens if you're looking for more of a portrait mode. So these are Samsung's flagships, which means of course they're going to be using the latest Snapdragon chip. They're running the Qualcomm Snapdragon 855. They're running 8 gigabytes of RAM, and they start at 128 gigabytes of storage with expandable storage available if you want that. Now you can go up to 512 gigabytes of storage, but actually the S10 Plus has an option which is a ceramic option, which does 512 gigabytes of storage, or a 1 terabyte option if you really want a ton of storage in your phone. Now both of these phones still retain the wireless charging that we've seen in most Samsung phones before this, but they also have reverse wireless charging. So we first saw this in the Huawei Mate 20 Pro. It was a little bit slow, but now Samsung is finally playing catch up. They've just added this in their phones, and we're hoping it's gonna be a little bit faster because it works with phones, or it can actually work with the Galaxy Buds, which they have also released alongside these phones. The other major feature finally making its way to Samsung's phones that we've seen in some other manufacturers, especially Chinese manufacturers lately, is an in-display fingerprint reader. But this is not an optical fingerprint reader like we've seen in the OnePlus 6T. This is actually an ultrasonic fingerprint reader, which means it actually vibrates the display to read your fingerprint. And this is Samsung's flagship, so you're getting pretty much every feature that you could find in a phone here. You're getting IP68 water resistance, you are getting a headphone jack, which is amazing. I really hope they retain that another few generations. And you're getting Cat 20 LTE, which is a new LTE band that is super fast, and you should get really, really good speeds on this phone. So next we gotta talk about the Samsung Galaxy S10e, which is basically their reaction to the iPhone XR. It's the cheaper model that most people might actually pick up. It does look a little bit cheaper. To me, it kind of looks like a Samsung Galaxy S3, but it's just a new version of that. But what's interesting is you're getting almost everything that you're getting in the Samsung Galaxy S10 and S10 Plus. You're just missing a couple of features. So you're still getting the Snapdragon 855. You are starting at 6 gigabytes of RAM instead of 8 gigabytes of RAM, but you're still getting the same amount, 128 gigabytes of storage here. Now the other key differences are that the back of the phone also does not get that telephoto lens, so you're just getting a standard and a wide lens, and instead of an ultrasonic fingerprint reader, you're actually getting a capacitive fingerprint reader. Besides that, the screen is FHD instead of Quad HD, but if you want a smaller phone, this is a 5.7-inch display, and this could actually be a nicer pickup for some people that don't want that huge display that you're getting on the S10 and the S10 Plus. And finally, they also revealed the Galaxy S10 5G. And this phone isn't coming out right now, it's actually coming out in Q2 of this year. But the major differences here is it's got a bigger display, 6.7 inches, that's actually enormous. But it's also got 5G, of course, and then it's got time of flight sensors on both the front cameras and the back cameras, in addition to those 3 cameras on the back and the 2 on the front. So it's very similar to the S10 Plus, but you can do a little bit better depth sensing, and it's more of like a 3D camera. So if you want to get your hands on these phones, pre-orders start tomorrow, February 21st, but they actually come out on March 19th, which is a little bit of a way, so just take that as you will. The 5G model of this phone comes out in Q2. We don't know a date, we don't know a price, we don't know if you want it. You probably are not going to want it yet because 5G is still going to take a little bit of time to get here. It will be getting there this year, so if you want to be on the cutting edge, that could be a cool option, but otherwise I'd probably just stick with one of the normal phones. So that's been it. There were a lot of phones to go through here. Obviously, we've got 4 phones basically to talk about. But we also have a ton of coverage of basically everything else that Samsung announced today at Unpacked. We've got the Galaxy Buds, like all of those other accessories. We've got a ton of photos. So make sure you stay tuned to Android30.com for comparisons, for whatever Samsung news you might want. So I will catch you in the next video.